This simple chart here gives the user ability to compare sales for two different periods by subcategory. And we'll see how you can do this in Encarta. And period you can select from this list of values here. This list of value will allow user to select not only year, but year, month and year, quarter as well. And to compare with, so there are two different periods, right? So you can compare by selecting period from here as well. Let's say I want to compare 2022 Q1 with 2023 Q1. So all I need to do is just search for 2022 Q1 and select that. And from here, I will select 2023 Q1 and click on apply. There you go. So now it is comparing these two quarters and showing me sales comparison by subcategory for these two quarters, as you can see here in the chart. And not only quarter, user can select different year by month as well. And there's data for last 10 years in this. So all the year, quarter and month are part of this LOV. So I'm sure it's pretty easy to construct this LOV. You can write a SQL to get all these values from sales table and then populate this presentation variable using that LOV. But the trick here is, how do I design my filter so that I'm able to get these values here to compare, right? Now this is what I've done. In the date table here, there's a join between date table and sales table. Okay. So in the date table here, I have added three different formula columns. And this formula column, if you can see here, is just concatenation of year and month. And year, quarter, you must have guessed, it's concatenation of year and quarter. So, and year string is simply just year, right? So once you have these three columns, formula column in the date table, this filter becomes really simple, where you can just read the value from this LOV and apply that filter to calculate sales for this period and then calculate sales for another period. So let's look at this this formula here. And the formula here is just a simple sum, but there's a if condition here where you can see this OR function will compare $P1, which is my first period, with those three columns we just reviewed in the date table, right? And since this is OR, if user selects a particular year and quarter, so let's say 2022 Q1, right? So this will compare this using this column. This column stores all the concatenation of year and quarter. So it compares it with that, and then any row which returns true, sum will calculate only for those rows. And same thing applies for month and year as well. And this is $P1, which is first presentation variable I'm comparing with, and second presentation variable to compare other period is exactly same formula, but $P2 here. So this gives you ability to compare any two periods with any other dimension that you choose to compare it with.